Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be looking at my customized bootleg Neca 6-inch scale Christopher Reeve Superman, and we're going to be comparing that with the brand new McFarlane 7-inch scale Christopher Reeve Superman. So I found Christopher Reeve's Superman, the McFarlane one, in one of my local stores, priced at standard like pricing, $25. And I was like, what the hell? This figure goes for like $80 online, especially the Chase figure. So picked it up, decided to bring it home and check it out against my bootleg. Now my neck is a bootleg. And the reason is because I wanted to do a custom paint job. So you'll notice that even though it has the striations in the sculpture to create that texture, there's some light blue pop to him. And that's because I've gone in and sort of repainted him a little bit. I've changed the skin tone of the face. I've moved the eyebrows. Because on the bootlegs, the eyebrows are way up high on the head. They're very weird. In general, I feel that this head sculpt really captures Reeves, particularly in the profile. You can really catch that. And if we move over to the McFarlane, that's a great profile as well. They really nail the chin, the bridge of the nose to the brow. The profile, I think, is the definitive shot on the McFarlane. Where they lose me just a little bit is in the width of the face and the height of where his hair poofs. I understand why. Here is the photo they include with Reeve, and you can see it does sort of give that impression that his face was not as slender. But when you look at him, it does sort of have this weird... He has a blockier face. The jawline scoops in too far from the cheeks, in my opinion, and it just creates a weakness in the jaw that just misses a little bit for me, whereas with the Neca figure, the jawline and cheek line squares out, and it just gives him that stronger jaw. I also like how the swept hairline is a little higher on the head than the McFarlane. The McFarlane sweep comes down just a little too low for me on his right side, and it creates the illusion that his hair is a little longer than it is. The S curl is, it's fine in both. To me, this looks like Reeves a little closer to what he was in 3, haircut-wise, and maybe 4. This is very much 70, 78, 79. So this isn't capturing it very well. The camera is darkening the blues a little bit, but his light baby blue coloring on the McFarlane pops great. It is correct. The red is almost like cherry orange red. It's like a neon red. It's like it photographs darker than it is. It's actually a lot brighter, and it's pretty color matched to the cape. The cape is good. The cape has that nice symbol on it. There's wires on either side for posing. NECA did a good job with that. They also have the toe joints, which, again, I'm not wild about on the McFarlane, but the boot cut and everything looks pretty good. The double-jointed knees, you don't miss too much. The double shoulder joints, I think are, it's the McFarlane system. It is what it is. What really ruins the figure for me in terms of comparison is just I wish it was a solid torso. It doesn't need to have torso movement. I understand their buck does what it does, but that aggressive difference takes away from me. I really don't like that. I may try to sand that down and solidify it myself and repaint it. I don't know. I'll go back and forth. Also, I don't like that the chest symbol is embossed on the body. I don't know why they did that. That's a little weird for me. And then to have the S symbol have no carved detail in it whatsoever, because it was stitched, the S is not just painted on, it should be elevated to some degree. So they made the whole symbol elevated, but then they didn't elevate the S. They could have just elevated the red and then painted the yellow in onto the chest. So I don't really get that part of it. But those are minor nitpicky things. In terms of the posability, the different hands they give you, which we'll go over in a minute, it's a great figure. The neck looks great. The head to neck ratio, it's great. It's a good, the seam there is good. My one other gripe is the same gripe that everyone has had, which is if we pull out one of the hands, the ball joint for the wrists are blue. So we're going to repaint them flesh tone. That's not a really big issue. the other thing that I also like is they included this hand, which I've put on it. And it is the hand, first of all, it's the Italian hand, which I love. But it is the hand that, sorry. It's the hand that holds the green crystal. And so when you have the display that I have, which is a 3D printed control console, it's not quite big enough for a 7-inch figure. It's a little low, but it looks pretty cool. You know, if I cut away this elevated ground so that he could drop in, it would be more appropriately sized, but he's built to scale for the 6-inch figure. So it's a nice shot. It looks good. The posability is going to be great. It comes with different hands. So just some basic, you know, at ease hands, the flight hands, which I'm kind of cool on. I don't even know why this looks like this to me. It's very weird that those are a little different. And then there's a finger point. Like, I'm a little confused about that. And then that's the other fist. I don't know what that's about. I really don't. Maybe you guys know what poses specifically this is supposed to be invoking. But the other thing that I liked about this figure was the inclusion of the Superman 3 head. So the hair's slightly messed up. There's some 5 o'clock stubble. There's just a hint of gray, which I'm going to accentuate. This is going to be what I use to make a custom Kingdom Come Superman. I've always wanted a Kingdom Come Reeves Superman. It's the whole reason I bought this figure. Now I'm sort of debating if I want to do that because it looks really good, but I have the Neca figure. And again, the Neca figure has this big, glorious cape. The cloth is good. The symbol is better on the Neca. The symbol is more accurate on the Neca to the first film. But, you know, this Christopher Reeve's head, you know, when you look up, I mean, just to pose him and put him someplace, he's not as light as I want. I can always change that with more coloring. But when I put him in, that's him. I mean, that's the pose. That's Christopher Reeve. That's him in the fortress. So I do like the Neca figure in terms of sticking him in a mini dio and just having him pose. In terms of just a general figure, I like the McFarlane. I think they do a lot of good things with it. The colorings are nailed. The posability offers a lot more options. It does take away a little bit of the majesty having so many joints when it's a likeness figure, but in general, this really looks good. I mean, it's hard because you want a modern figure that is posable, but when it's a nostalgia figure from way back in the day, the fact that it has so many modern joints sort of takes it away from the 70s feel. This also kind of feels like it's a 70s figure a little bit. And there's just something more nostalgic about the Neca figure. And also in the 6-inch scale, it looks really good with the 6-inch John Wesley Shipp Flash and the 6-inch 89 Batman. Of course, McFarlane just did a new 89 Batman. And a lot of the Mafex, is it Mafex figures that are the 6-inch scale? So the 112 scale? But in general, I think you could not really go wrong with either figure, but I do sort of feel the need to make a Kingdom Come Superman out of this. But maybe I'll pick up a different body and just use the head. I don't know. I got to think about it. But for $25, I wasn't going to miss it. So really good figure if you're considering picking up the Superman, and if you're curious about the Neca versus the McFarlane, it's really about what the scale of your collection is. But I don't think you can go wrong either way. But if you get a bootleg one, you're going to have to repaint it. But yeah, Christopher Reeves was my Superman. He always will be. So I'm happy to have some likenesses of him in my house in a nice little fortress dio. Let's see what the new Superman does, yeah? So if you can't build it, buy it. If you can't buy it, build it. Sometimes you do both, and it's cool.